Hello everyone, I am Dr. Dipti Dhere and topic of today's lecture is enzyme inhibition. The learning objective of today's lecture is to know about the enzyme inhibition and the characters of enzyme inhibitor. So first we will know about what is enzyme inhibition. The enzyme inhibition is the phenomena in which the rate of enzyme catalyzed reaction is decreased or diminished by influencing the binding of substrate or its turnover number. Here, the inhibitor molecule or during inhibition, the binding of substrate is hampered, and that's why the reaction it cannot be completed, or otherwise the rate of reaction is lowered down. So the normal reaction in which the inhibitor is not present, it is shown in the given diagram where enzyme it reacts with the substrate to form the enzyme substrate complex. When enzyme substrate complex is formed, at that time necessary interaction takes place between the enzyme and substrate, and as a result of these interaction substrate get converted into the product. Now the conformation of this product it is no more compatible with the active site of the enzyme, and that's why here the product leaves the enzyme. At the end of reaction enzyme is unconsumed and unaltered, and it is again ready to participate in next reaction with the similar substrate. Then we will see what happens when inhibitor comes. By binding to enzyme's active site, inhibitor reduces the compatibility of substrate and enzyme, and this leads to the inhibition of enzyme substrate complex formation, preventing the catalyzation of reaction and decreasing the amount of product produced by the reaction. Here the binding of substrate it is inhibited by the inhibitor, and that's why the molecule which inhibits the binding of substrate with the enzyme it is called as an inhibitor. It do not allow substrate to bind because it occupies the substrate binding site. Inhibitor binds with the enzyme at the substrate binding site, and formation of enzyme inhibitor complex takes place. And due to formation of enzyme inhibitor complex, substrate it cannot bind at its regular place. And when enzyme it binds with the inhibitor, at that time there is a binding between the enzyme and inhibitor, but that binding it do not lead to the necessary interaction, and hence here the inhibitor it is not changed into any kind of product, and hence there will be no any kind of reaction. Hence the inhibitor it inhibits the catalysis process of enzyme. Then what is actually inhibitor? The molecule or compound which binds to the enzyme and decreases its activity is called as an inhibitor. Inhibitor may be organic or it may be inorganic. Inhibitors may be drugs, antibiotic, toxin and antimetabolites or any natural product of enzyme reaction. Inhibitors are very specific for their action. They can bind only with the specific type of a enzyme. Here we can say that particular enzyme it has its special inhibitor. Inhibitor they work at very low concentration. Very low concentration of inhibitor it is required to carry out the enzyme inhibition. They usually block the enzyme but usually do not destroy it. There is a binding between the inhibitor and the enzyme. This binding lead to the blockage of the active site of enzyme, but these interaction between the enzyme and the inhibitor it do not lead to the destruction of enzyme. There is no change in any tertiary structure of the enzyme. Hence enzyme is not destroyed. Many drugs and toxin are inhibitor of the nervous system. Then what inhibitor do? The binding of an inhibitor can stop substrate from entering the enzyme's active site. When inhibitor it is present, it do not allow the substrate to bind with the active site of the enzyme, and hence there will be no interaction between the substrate and the active site of the enzyme. The inhibitor it hinders the enzyme from catalyzing its own reaction. It's normal reaction. Inhibitor bind it's either reversible or irreversible. Inhibitor may be of different types. It may be a reversible inhibitor or it may be irreversible inhibitor. Irreversible inhibitor usually react with the enzyme and change it chemically in such a way that the enzyme is altered permanently. And enzyme is changed permanently because there is a formation of permanent bonds between the irreversible inhibitor and the active site amino acid residues. And such permanent bonds, they include the covalent bond. These inhibitors modify the key amino acid residues, which we have already talked in previous lecture, that there are some catalytic amino acid in the active site, and these catalytic amino acids are modified by the inhibitor, and these residues needed for the enzymatic activity. Inhibitor it modify the catalytic amino acid, and hence here the enzyme cannot complete its interaction with the substrate. In contrast, reversible inhibitor bind non-covalently, and different types of inhibition are produced depending on whether these inhibitor bind to the enzyme substrate complex, or both. Then why inhibitors are necessary? Inhibitors are necessary because they give valuable information about the mechanism of enzyme action, how enzyme work, and what is particular active site, and what kind of active site amino acids residue are present there. Such valuable information it can be obtained by studying the interaction of inhibitor with the enzyme. It gives the knowledge about the substrate specificity of enzyme, the nature and functional group of the active site of the enzyme. We can know about the participation of particular functional group in the enzyme's catalysis and active site conformation. The enzyme inhibition plays an important role in regulation of metabolism. Here in this diagram, you can see there are different types of inhibitor, and different types of inhibitor they show their respective type of inhibition. Such as reversible inhibitors, they show reversible type of inhibition. Irreversible inhibitors, they show irreversible inhibition. Irreversible inhibition, it is also called as a suicide inhibition, because here the enzyme it is permanently altered, and that's why it is called as a suicide inhibitor. Reversible inhibitors, they are of competitive type, non-competitive type, and uncompetitive type. And third type of a inhibitor, it is allosteric inhibitor. They bind to the site which is other than the active site, or which is also called as a allosteric site, and such inhibitors are called as allosteric inhibitors. Then types of inhibition, depending on the inhibitor involved in the inhibition, there are different types of inhibition, which include reversible inhibition and irreversible inhibition. Reversible inhibition, it includes competitive inhibition, uncompetitive inhibition, and non-competitive inhibition. While irreversible inhibition, it includes active site directed inhibition and suicide inhibition. Then irreversible inhibition, which is also called as a covalent inactivation. In irreversible inhibition, the enzyme is inactivated by some inhibitors by covalent bonding. As we have discussed earlier that the covalent bond formation, it is a permanent type of alteration in any molecule. Covalent bonds, they cannot be broken easily, and that's why such alteration, it is permanent type of alteration. And in irreversible inhibition, covalent bond formation takes place between the inhibitor and the active site amino acid residues, and that's why this inhibition, it is also called as a covalent inactivation. The functional group present with the enzymes are permanently modified due to the formation of covalent bonds. This leads to the chemical alteration of enzyme, and hence there is no more catalysis. Irreversible inhibition cannot be reversed by removal of excess inhibitor from the system. Hence, to recover from the irreversible inhibition, system needs a new enzyme. Irreversible inhibition can be due to non-specific inhibitor or specific irreversible inhibitor. In irreversible inhibition, the inhibitor binds with the enzyme like a normal substrate. Here, the binding is like a normal substrate, but once inhibitor it binds with the active site of enzyme, the interaction between the enzyme and the inhibitor, it is not normal, like a interaction between the substrate and inhibitor. Here, inhibitor gets stuck in the active site of enzyme and forms the dead end complex. Here, inhibitor modify the active site amino acid residues which are essential for enzymatic activity or catalysis. The amino acid residues which are from the catalytic site are modified. The irreversible inhibitors show a time dependent inhibition. As time proceeds, the inhibition becomes more and more strong. And if you want to save your enzyme from irreversible inhibition, then you have to remove either enzyme from that system or either remove the inhibitor from the system. Then this is the diagrammatic representation, that is analysis of irreversible inhibition. Here the enzyme it interacts with the substrate to form the enzyme substrate complex, which is the normal reaction, and this substrate it get converted into the product due to the positive interaction between the enzyme and the substrate. But when inhibitor it comes into the system, it bind either with the free enzyme or it can bind with the enzyme substrate complex to form the enzyme substrate inhibitor complex. But at the end, dead end complex formation takes place, so that enzyme it is no more active. This scheme can be shown with one example of diisopropyl fluorophosphate, that is also abbreviated as DFP. Here the enzyme with active site which is having serine as one of catalytic amino acid residue with CH2 and hydroxyl group, and this hydroxyl group it takes place this hydroxyl group it take part in the covalent bond formation with the inhibitor, and here the inhibitor it is the DFP. So here you can see that there is a formation of covalent bond and enzyme is altered permanently or it is inactivated permanently. Then another example of irreversible inhibition is the inhibition of nerve impulses by the nerve gas, which consists of irreversible inhibitor, that is diisopropyl fluorophosphate. It binds with the enzyme and stop the nerve impulses being transmitted, and this can lead to the paralysis. The penicillin, which is another type of irreversible inhibitor, which is an antibiotic, it inhibits the enzyme for cell wall synthesis. Bacterial cell wall, it has a unique component which is called as a peptidoglycan, and this peptidoglycan, it has the polymers which are made up of NAM and NAG, that is N-acetylmuramic acid and N-acetylglucosamine. And these polymers of NAM and NAG, they are interlinked or cross-linked by a transpeptide. But this penicillin, it stopped the synthesis of this transpeptide, and due to which there is no cross-linking of the polymers. And that's why here the cell becomes leaky, or the pores are formed in the cell wall, cell becomes leaky, the water enters inside the cell from the outside environment, cell swells and bursts, which is called as a lysis. And that's why the penicillin, it inhibits the bacteria. Penicillin bind covalently to the enzyme transpeptidase. The transpeptidase, it is the enzyme which is responsible for carrying out the cross-linking of peptidoglycan polymers. And here the penicillin, it inhibits the transpeptidase, and that's why there is no cross-linking and cell becomes leaky. The penicillin is a suicide inhibitor which binds to the transpeptidase and inactivates it. In this diagram you can see that there is a cross-linking between two polymers, and this is a TP, this is a transpeptidase, and this is PEN, this is penicillin molecule. It binds with the transpeptidase, which is enzyme. It alters the active site of enzyme, and substrate, it cannot bind with this transpeptidase, and hence there is no cross-linking here, which is present normally in left side of the diagram. Then irreversible inhibitors are also called as affinity labels. The irreversible inhibitors are relatively inert molecule which is transformed by enzyme at its active site into an reactive compound which alters the enzyme permanently. Irreversible inhibitors, they are transformed by the enzyme. They react or interact with the enzyme in such a way that the inhibitor, it is also transformed during that interaction, and enzyme is also inhibited in such a way that it is no more available to interact with the substrate. Irreversible inhibitors are substrate analog. They look like a substrate, but they are not actually substrate, and hence here they mimic the substrate and they can bind with the active site of enzyme, but that interaction, it is not fruitful. The covalent bond formation with nearest reactive group in active site and inhibitor leads to the irreversible inhibition. Many irreversible inhibitors attack the sulfahydryl group in the cysteine side chain, which are often formed in the active site of the enzyme. Examples for these is iodoacetate and iodoacetamide, which form covalent linkages with the essential sulfahydryl group. Then organophosphorus compound, which react with the essential hydroxyl group in the serine side chain of the enzyme. And then DFP, which is a nerve poison. It is also a irreversible inhibitor. Then irreversible inhibition is the progressive and increases with the time until all inhibitors or all enzyme present has been used up in the formation of enzyme inhibitor complex. Irreversible inhibitors effectively reduce the concentration of active site. In this diagram you can see there is a enzyme, and enzyme normally it interact with the enzyme substrate with the substrate to form the enzyme substrate complex, which result into the formation of product. But when inhibitor it comes, it binds with the enzyme and blocks the active site of the enzyme, and there is no product formation because the interaction between the inhibitor and the enzyme it is not normal. So in irreversible inhibitor, the Km remains same and Vmax are lowered. It resembles enzyme kinetics of non-competitive inhibitors. No competition between the substrate and inhibitor because the inhibitor has no structural resemblance to the substrate. Increases substrate to relieve the inhibition or enzyme inhibition. So this is all about the enzyme inhibition, where we have studied what is enzyme inhibition and the main characters of enzyme inhibitor. So thank you very much.